Grace and peace to the members and friends of Davidson College Presbyterian Church. Wherever you are watching this video, I pray that it finds you and your loved ones safe and healthy. As we all know, the nature of the global pandemic through which we are living has changed as local and national health authorities respond to the COVID variants and to the low vaccination rates in the United States of America. And those national and local authorities have issued new guidance about mask wearing. Now, throughout the pandemic, our medical advisory task force has looked to the CDC, to the state of North Carolina, and to Mecklenburg County for guidance about how we are going to be the body of Christ together, but safely together. And now that those leaders at all three levels have articulated guidelines that ask us to wear masks indoor and public settings, we are asking the same of you and of one another. We are asking that everyone who comes into our buildings wear a mask, regardless of vaccination status and including worship. Now, speaking of worship, you're going to see a few other changes this Sunday. 8:30 worship will be in the sanctuary. And whether you worship at 8:30 or 11, you'll have room to spread out now. Also, our new air conditioning system will be bringing in more outside air than ever before. Our new ionization system will be pulling particulates from the air. 9:45 worshipers, you're still in the congregation house. I'll put in parentheses for now. All the windows and doors will be open. Chairs will be spread out, but we'll be open to other changes if necessary. Because the truth is, there will probably be other changes coming. Depend on guidance from public health authorities and depend on the conditions of the pandemic. In the midst of all of this, I give thanks to our medical advisory task force for their input on these changes and for their continued input on our ongoing response. Now, earlier this year, I heard someone say that churches seem to be putting more faith in science than in God, and my response was that science is itself a gift from God. And as Presbyterians and as members of the Reformed theological tradition, we believe we're called to use not just our heart, but our mind in faithful living. We believe that faith and understanding are part of the way we live in response to God. And we know that some of the earliest and brightest European scientists, they were people of faith. And science was a way to understand God and understand God's creation and to serve God through the application of what was learned in science. So science and its application, it's part of living lives of faith. It is just part of heart and mind. And our faith leads us to the love of God, which means treasuring the bodies that God gave us by taking care of them. And these protocols, they're part of loving God, and they do not in any way get in the way of the worship of God. And that same faith leads us to follow Jesus, who says that we are to love our neighbors as ourselves, which is why all of your pastors and their families got our vaccinations as soon as we could, why we're all ready to mask up, why all of us are masking up again. It's in gratitude to God for the gift of life. It's based upon the science that is itself a gift from God. And we are showing our love of our neighbors by returning to mask wearing in public indoor settings. Now, if this situation persists, and we hope it does not, we'll look to be creative with our worship this fall. Maybe we'll be outside. Maybe we'll do a few extra things online. We'll work on it. We'll also be ready to make more changes, to do other things if necessary. Hey, friends, we've been through worse than this already. Now, if you're someone who really needs to go maskless for worship, this is a great time to stay at home and worship at home. We have all three of our services live streamed every Sunday. If you really need to go without a mask and worship, we've got you covered as you stay home. But if you come to worship, wear a mask. Worship is our primary aim and purpose as Christians, but worship, personal and corporate, it's meant to give life. And Jesus says life abundant, and mask wearing is a way to make sure that worship is not taking away life or that it's not detracting from its fullness. Friends, we can do this. Believe me, I've enjoyed not doing certain things for the last couple of months for recordings. I had to go find my tripod, my lavalier. You have no idea what kind of setup was necessary to do this, but I did it. And we can do this. We will. We'll get through this. I know I've loved seeing the lower third of all of your faces again, and I can see them again even this Sunday, outside, after worship. But this, location, masking, friends, we've got this. And for right now, well, friends, this is what love looks like. So thank you for loving God and others as we wear masks and as we get vaccinated. May the Lord bless you and keep you.